Particularly on a day when we're just like feeling a bit low in our business anyway, and perhaps we're knackered and perhaps the kids have just been driving us crazy and everyone's ill or whatever it might be, social media can feel like the enemy. And I think it's about understanding that it is like everything, a slow burn. But actually, if you can kind of understand the rules, like you say, have that basic understanding of what makes good content, but then actually once you understand it, just break the rules if you want to. It's that classic thing, isn't it? And this is what I love about your messaging. It's like, yeah, there are ways of doing things, but if they don't feel good to you, don't do those ways. You know, understand that those ways exist for a reason and why they're there. But if it feels wrong, and I think that's something that's really consistent in everything that you put out, which is so refreshing. It's like what feels good. If it feels like it's an aligned message that you're putting out that is connecting to your target audience, then that brings the purpose in, doesn't it? And it all feels better.
Yeah, and I often teach as well, actually sometimes with social media, it is a slow burn at times and it can feel like you're investing a lot of energy on very little return. But what I teach is I always teach of like ground it in the impact of your work and all of the places where you are already making an impact in the world. If you use that as your starting point, then like things get easier. So the analogy I always use is like when I feel like a crap mum, which is often because I'm a human, uh, the one thing I do that makes me feel like I'm a great mum who's smashing it is I can pick up a book. Like you can see behind me in my house is a library. I pick up a book and I read with my kids and instantly I'm like, yeah, I'm smashing it. I'm a great mum. My kids have got everything they need. I'm brilliant. And I think it's the same with your work. Like there are so many things that you need to be doing when you're a solo business owner or when you're like growing your business, but particularly as a solo business owner, because you're doing it alone. And you get all of those messages about like, oh, you need to be on your SEO and you need to be like doing this and oh, tell me about your money mindset and all of the different things. But but actually, when you ground it in where am I already making an impact, then not only do you get to see like how to drive things forward because you know that works, you also get to feel the confidence that comes with that, that motivates you to do that too. And that allows you to trust in yourself. So when it comes to social media, rather than like, oh, what content should I be creating? I often teach as well, like the idea around, well, what did you do in your work today? What conversations did you have? What transformations did you create? And if you can create content around that, that is going to give somebody else value. And it may not change their life completely just by seeing it online, but it's going to give them that seed where they can see and feel your power too. Because we often think about like people have to be in our presence to feel our power. But actually, if you can do that in the online space, like that's magic. If someone else can feel that through that connection on their screen, that's what stops the scroll.
You're so right. And I think it can feel really difficult, but a lot of it with that is practice. Like I find in these conversations that I'm having with other mums, like the theme of selling yourself, selling your service as a solopreneur, if you like, can feel so vulnerable, so personal. And again, it comes back to this conditioning that we're not supposed to big ourselves up. And there's something about being British, there's something about being female, there's something about, you know, having been born in the 80s. It feels uncomfortable. Oh my God, the awkwardness of the reels that I have put out over the last, say, 2 or 3 years since I relaunched my photography business. I've archived a lot of them now because I just can't bear it. But you kind of have to practice a little bit to get to that point where it feels natural.